What we've seen over time is that there was a rapid adoption of value-based care with a lot of organizations moving toward this, but over the past 5 years it's actually plateaued quite a bit. And it's not because it's been static, but a lot of organizations are both leaving as well as entering, and so it's kind of replacement level right now. And the reason for this is that it's hard. And there's a lot of reasons that go into this. Some are policy factors, some are just the challenges with delivery. But something that a lot of people don't talk about as much is the business model. And by a business model, it is how is an organization going to get paid and be able to maintain its mission underneath any sort of a change that happens to do with delivery of care. And the big challenge that I'm seeing is that the model that people have historically built on is a fee-for-service one. And with a fee-for-service chassis, it's optimizing, identifying high reimbursed procedures, so doing more heart procedures and knee replacements as opposed to managing a care and keeping patients out of the hospital. So the alternative business model is you start with the needs of a population, and then you start to fulfill those needs in the lowest possible price. And you do that by novel interventions, by case management, by avoiding the high-cost facilities associated with hospitals. But it's a real challenge to move from one model to the other. So if you've spent your career or in your organization's history in a fee-for-service system, moving to one of this patient needs-based model is really, really challenging, and it's not fast. And so it's been a major difficulty for organizations to both make the commitment to make the transformation and then be able to be consistent enough to actually take the time to make that transformation over time. I think we'll look at this from the value-based perspective as largely lost years. And the reason for that is that there were a lot of people that were very gung-ho on this, but then they got distracted for just reasons during COVID, where they were just worried about how do you get access to patients, or how do you treat people, how do you create new hospital beds, all sorts of things that were valid reasons, but very distracting for it. And so I think organizations basically are saying, we took a few years off, but now they're starting to come back and say, what can we do from it? But I do think that there was a business case made, because the true value-based prospective payments were really advantageous for people during COVID. So if you were already under those models, you were better off. And so I think it's going to be a chance for people to say, you know, we learned a lot during COVID. While we're starting to think about what's next, let's go back to value-based care and double down on that.